And it is now Astana who still have things under control. Where has Mark Cavendish gone, though? That's the question. Alpecin now, 2. It is Jensen Plowright who's in position for them. And here we go. This is a shot from the front end. We're now inside the last 500 metres. It's Alpecin, Pimmerpen who are going for this. And now come Bora Hansgrohe. Can they hang on to it? Alpecin de Koning on the middle as well. Off to the left-hand side. Here comes the... it's not Cavendish in there either. And coming off the wheel now, Fabio Jakobsen on the left-hand side. Jakobsen looks like he's got the gap to the line as well. Fabio Jakobsen gets back on top. Well, apologies for that, folks. I actually lost pictures just coming into that sprint finish, but Fabio Jakobsen, unmistakable as he broke cover at the front end. Perfect timing by the look of it. Brian, I actually lost my pictures in the last 500 metres there, but Fabio Jakobsen, so impressive, and Cavendish gives him a little tap.
Yeah, I think good win there for DSM. I did think they were doing a very good job in the running. Get kind of pushed out of it in the last kind of couple of kilometres there, but Fabio Jakobsen gets his first win of the year in a race that he came back in after that kind of nasty crash in Poland. So out of a very chaotic sprint came a very deserved winner. They were, they had a rider on the deck in the run in towards the finish. That didn't affect them too much, but that was hard fought because that was, really chaotic finish here. We expected that anyway. So a good winner there. Others not taking the big risks. I thought at one point Astana were looking good, but they kind of lost control a little bit with the Alpecin coming down the right-hand side there. This was this corner here where we saw one of the China Glory riders crash, unfortunately, just kind of slipping out a little bit. I think that's Marechko for Koratec that was caught out there behind that crash. But from here on in, it was always going to be very, very difficult. But Alpecin sitting back for most of the day, they actually came up here. Welsford was pushed out of it. I think for some of the sprinters, they tried to follow their lead-out guys. Jakobsen was pretty much almost on his own as well. It's one of these sprints, Jez, that if you follow your kind of lead-out train, you might not have a clean sprint to the end. Good lead-out here for Alpecin, but ultimately they were leading out the eventual winner, and that was Jakobsen. Just opens up with 100 metres to go. That time, no one else was capable of trying to kind of match his sprint. We know he's one of the best sprinters in the world, and he wins the first stage quite easily in the end.
Yeah, well, I said that between Jakobsen, Cavendish and Welsford, all three of them could really do with a win today to boost the confidence, and it will no doubt do that for Fabio Jakobsen as we look at his team. And I have to say, they did deserve that today because they probably were the most evident in terms of doing work at the front, weren't they, Brian?
Well, they were with Bora Hansgrohe. They were. Astana came up a little bit later on, but I think with the chaos in the end, sometimes as a sprinter you have to kind of take it on yourself, and you could see that Jakobsen, he did a little bit on his own. Of course, his team put him in that kind of right position, and in the end, it did look as if. I must say, I'm just looking at the people behind holding it up. So he's got the turquoise jersey, he's got the green jersey, and he's got the stage one. But yeah, we thought it would be one of these very difficult sprints. It was in the end, but we got one of our kind of top three, because we mentioned Jakobsen, Welsford and Cavendish is kind of top three, everybody in it trying to win it, but one of those three gets his first victory of the year.
Yeah, in the sunshine as well in Antalya. What a fantastic final sprint finish. Not great for the China Glory rider, who once again, somehow, the rest of them managed to avoid him and his bike. Well, lots of you, of course, will be preparing to watch Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and we're going to be handing over to that on our linear coverage imminently as well. So do enjoy a whole day of monumental action at Liège-Bastogne-Liège. Shots of the start, cold and wet, quite in contrast to the Tour of Turkey. Don't forget, those of you who are going over to watch that now, to join us for the Tour of Turkey all week. But in the meantime, enjoy LBL. And then those of you who've stayed here with us on our digital coverage, thank you for doing so. You're obviously enjoying the sunshine. We're getting to see that again now from on high, Brian.
Yeah, it was a good lead out for Plowright in the end. One of his teammates was coming up, De Heers, in the end, just on the left-hand side. It was a fast finish there. But you could clearly see from those images that was quite an easy one. Chaotic until then, but when it opened up for Jakobsen in the end, he duly obliged and, won it quite easily.
Yes, I can only apologise to viewers for some of my worst finish commentary I've done all year. I completely lost pictures at about 500 metres to go, Brian. It caught me well off guard, then it came back all over the place. But that happens in live broadcasts every now and again. We can confirm provisional results for now. We'll have them on the screen in just a moment. But you were very right, Brian, to pick out Sasha Vemas because he was the Bengal rider who came up for second there as well. So there we had it. We said there would be some sprinters from some of the second and third division teams who make it up there, maybe even onto the podium. Yes, Fabio Jakobsen, one of the three top sprinters here, along with Cavendish and Welsford, took the win, but it was Sasha Vemas in second place, provisionally this is, and Simon de Hees, the other Belgian, two Belgians in the top three for Alpecin Pimmerpen, he says, having to check it again one more time. And it was Giovanni Lonardi in fourth as well. We'll confirm that for you in the screen, or on the screen when we're able to. Well, there you go. I'm thinking of paddleboarding again, Brian. Immediately my mind is taken away from cycling to look at that beautiful bay there. I mean, admittedly, they're in one of those inflatable kayak things, but that would be nice. I understand why, and I'll repeat it again. It's the fourth most visited tourist city in the world, Antalya. Look at these shots. Lovely.
I'm surprised you mentioned paddleboard because I believe Leda, your wife, is still considerably better than you at it.
Yeah, that's what she told you. Hey, she's fallen off it, Brian. I am yet to fall off my paddleboard. It's not happened. And I've had it on the sea, I've had it on canals, rivers, lakes, and I have yet to fall off it. She's fallen off it many times. So, just to keep you in check on that one. Be a good
you have a nice dinner later.
Oh, yeah. Let's not go there. This is De Hees of Alpecin Pimmerpen. I repeat, all together, Alpecin Pimmerpen, as it will be all week. Brian and Jose are going to have to keep that in mind all week. Deary me. Do you know what? He's done well to roll gently, China Glory rider. I can't see who it is, but I say gently. It's a soft rolling landing, thankfully. It was narrow coming into that finale, though, Brian, wasn't it? It really narrowed down after that right-hander compared to where we were.
Narrowish, yeah. Alpecin looking good here. They eventually came up very, very late. Still in the mix was Cavendish at this moment, but just look at Jakobsen just coming up the left-hand side. He'd one teammate there just to kind of help guide him a little bit, but when he got into the last few hundred metres, pretty much on his own, and he did have the help of Plowright's team and De Heer's team to kind of help him in the end. You can just see him just tucked in. Everybody is starting to look in, and for their sprint in the wins. He's just sitting there. Others have started to open up. He just opens up with 100 metres to go, and bang, straight through. Good win. It's good to see him up there. I was impressed. Just bangs the bars a little bit, but I was impressed by Wemyss a couple of years ago. I thought he would maybe be taking the steps up, but I find second place there. But we know that all sprinters want to try and win.
Continental riders, a rider we've not even mentioned today, Leo Bouvier, the Frenchman for Bike Aid. Very fine top 5 place in this Point Pro stage race. There it is confirmed for you. Fabio Jakobsen ahead of Sasha Vemas and Simon de Hees, the two Belgian riders, second and third. Giovanni Lonardi, I should say, of Polti Cometa in fourth. Leo Bouvier, the Frenchman, in fifth. Daniel Babor, the Chechen rider, in sixth, ahead of Jensen Plowright, who I think was the intended Alpecin Pimmerpen rider. Davide Persico, Reinhard Jensi van Rensburg, the rider that Brian was mentioning earlier, having worked with, of course, at MTN Quebec in ninth.